Hello there, everybody. Welcome to this live stream. If you have been feeling rather crazy and a lot of intense emotions that are difficult to feel, you are in the right place. This is the full moon co-creation meditation in Sagittarius. We've got a lunar eclipse. My name is RozyGlow, and I'm here to support you to have the shift that you desire, which is to move from a state of lower frequency to a state of divine bliss. And we can do this even in the most challenging times as we own our emotions. So if this is something that you like the sound of, then please hit the subscribe and notification bells, and then you will know whenever I am doing a live stream. And for those of you who don't know what I do, I'm a multidimensional success coach, and I support people to live in alignment with their highest truth and to evolve beyond the fear programming that keeps us all in a low state, keeps us connected to the third dimensional matrix. And actually we step up and out and learn to live at a high vibe, even in the most challenging times. And I want to remind you that living at high vibe doesn't mean that it's all rainbows and unicorns all the time, okay? It just means being able to own what is within you so that you can clear it by bringing love to it and awareness to it, letting go of the judgment, and whatever you let go of, you're then able to replace with higher frequency energies. So I'm just having a look at what we've got here today. We've got lots of you joining already, which is absolutely lovely. I felt like it was an important day to dress up a little bit because we are going through a massive shift. At the moment, obviously, there is huge mourning and outrage going on regarding George Floyd and this unlawful murder that has gone on. It has brought into the collective consciousness just how much injustice there still is around racial inequality. And it is time now for us to shift this. This is the time that we truly accept that Black Lives Matter, and we bring everything into balance with this. And so we are definitely going to be working with this today. But I also just want to remind you that we've just come through COVID, or we're coming through COVID, and it's an interesting how the shift in focus has occurred. So I want to implore you to focus on how you feel, not on how you think you should feel, because if you can own how you really feel, which is either, well, it could be anything from extremely hurt and triggered to indifferent to not really feeling much about it at all, that's okay. Because those of us who are in a higher state vibration are going to be able to hold space for those who are processing a lot. And this is always the case. There is always a part of the collective that's going to be hugely triggered. And if those of us who are not hugely triggered are holding space through the tools that I'm sharing with you, then we are helping those who are triggered to be able to move into a state of grace much more quickly. And just to explain what grace means, in my world, grace is the power of revelation, which allows us to let go easily of what no longer serves us. And I know a lot of people have been feeling like a lack of hope, a huge sense of despair that, you know, this story that's been going on for so long, thousands and thousands of years, is still going on. But there is a way to turn this around and to say, wow, it has never been as visible as it is right now. And even if you get into the narratives of, is this a smokescreen? You know, is it staged? Because there's all sorts of stories going on out there at the moment. It doesn't matter. What actually matters is that at this point, this is in the spotlight and it is an issue that needs to be addressed. It doesn't matter what brought us to this point. What matters is the unity, consciousness, the unified field that we can actually work with. So if anyone has got anything they'd particularly like to share and for us to include in this meditation, then please do let me know in the comments box. Please also hit the like. If you haven't hit the like, it really helps these videos to be visible, helps us to reach more people. And I am just delighted about the fact that so many of you are showing up. I'm not going to do too much chatter at the start today because I think it's quite evident what we need to be working with. But I did want to explain a little bit about the influence of Sagittarius, also the influence of the eclipse, because we've entered into a lunar eclipse season and now we're going through an eclipse corridor, which in itself is a rebirth. And before I do all of that, I am going to get a little cacao toast going. So for those of you who have got cacao, ceremonial grade cacao, and you would like to toast with me and drink it before I do any of the big chatter, now's the time. And if you haven't got any and you would like to purchase some, you can do so through RozyGlow.com. Remember, you pay for the cacao there, then I send you an email and let you know how much the postage is, because depending on where you are in the world, it'll be different. And there will be another link as well to Keith's cacao that you can order anywhere in the world. So it's just there for you if you want it. For now, let's just get a little blessing going. So if you haven't got any cacao, that's okay. Just bring your hands to your heart. Okay, and let's close our eyes for a moment. And just receive your breath. So breathe in and breathe out. Receive the breath as source of all that is. Receive all that you feel right now without any judgment. And then as you breathe out, send your breath down your body all the way down into the earth. And breathe in again into your heart, recognizing you're breathing into your divinity. Fill yourself up with truth, with light, with love. And then breathing out, send the breath all the way down again through the body, around the earth. And just give our planet a hug. Make a choice that it is safe to be here right now. And however awful things look, things always get messy when we're doing a big cleanup. We've got to get to the root of all the toxicity, bring it up and out. And it doesn't matter anymore why it got there. What matters is what we do with it. It is our time now to say no more of this. As a civilization, as an evolving humanity, this is not what we're going to continue to perpetuate. So we invite Mama Cacao into our hearts. We invite her to lead us wherever we most need to go in ourselves to discover the wounds that are there and to use this co-creation meditation as a deep healing, both for ourselves and the collective. Knowing that everything we feel and we think is valid. We are allowed to think and feel what we do. It is important to own our truth, to bring it to light, and then to decide whether that is still what we want to align with. And if there is a higher octave, a higher form that we can connect to and energize. Take a moment to allow the smile in your heart to find you. Just imagine a big golden smile spreading across your heart. It's that recognition that this is the most powerful organ to lead the way into the new earth paradigm. We invite our minds to become the witness of our experience. And as the golden glow in our hearts expands, we allow also a golden flow of energy to come down from our sun, coming from source direct through our sun. It's raining down on us. Pure love, pure compassion. And I'm particularly inviting you today to connect to the rose gold flame, which is the moon and the sun combined. The platinum silvery energy of our moon, of the feminine, of the subconscious, and the bright golden energy of the conscious mind, the sun, the direction. Bring the two together. And allow now a rose gold shower just to flow down above you, through you, and down into your earth chakra, just below the surface of the earth. So please repeat after me. I am all that is. I am the one self I am. I am that I am. I am the source of my creations. I am the creator of my reality. I am a multi-dimensional being of love and light. I am sovereign. I am free. I am that I am. Now just to activate our sphere of compassion, which is the container for all of our energy field, all layers of our being, and our earth chakra, so that we can send this energy around the crystalline grid, please repeat after me. Activate, activate, activate my sphere of compassion, my earth chakra, and my connection to the crystalline grid. Purify, purify, purify my sphere of compassion, my earth chakra, and my connection to the crystalline grid. In alignment with the highest good of all and the win-win-win in everything. I am an instrument of peace. I am aligning with the divine. I am that I am. Beautiful work. So just allow that rose gold, glittery, shimmery energy to go around the planet. If you know what the flower of life looks like, it's a beautiful geometric shape around the planet. This is the Christed grid, the crystalline grid. And it creates our connection to our multidimensional selves and our fifth dimensional reality, the paradise codes for this planet. It supersedes the 3D matrix. It overrules it. And it loves it up. Beautiful work. And you'll see this rose gold pool into the heart of Mother Earth. It'll spin super, super fast. That's it. And then boom, love bomb, extending up and out in all directions. And you can see a sphere of compassion around the whole planet, around each and every one of us, and then one around our collective. So whenever you watch this, it's the right time. It's all good. Gently bow your head to your lovely heart. And then slowly come back. Welcome. Hello, Jid. Yeah, turmeric in the cacao is awesome. PR, please, is that Ella? Hooray for Sagittarius, absolutely. So, okay, let's just do a little bit while we're drinking the cacao. If you're not drinking cacao, you can write notes, whatever, but it's good just to bring up what's actually going on. There's a lot of pain in the collective, right? A lot of pain in the collective, but here's what's happening. So for those of you who don't know who I channel or what I channel, RozyGlow, as I said, is the frequency of divine grace, but I work with the CoCreation collective. Okay, so the beings that channel through me are a subsidiary of the Council of 12 or the CoCreation Council, and this is about a unified consciousness coming through us as human beings, us awakening to our divine humanity, our capacity to live here as ascended masters in training, and therefore to live from our divine truth rather than from our ego programming, remembering that the ego is just fear-based programming. Okay, it's just we've been wired to survive as biological creatures on this planet, but we are more than biological creatures. We are star seeds. That means that we remember our star consciousness. It means we remember we are souls that have lived in many places around this universe and other universes, and this earth is a school. We all choose our own curriculum. Each and every soul on this planet has chosen their own curriculum. We've decided to come here. We've decided the families we've come to. This is how I understand it and what I've been told. We decide the color of our skin. We decide whether we're male, female, whether we're going to feel like we need to change gender whilst we're here. We decide where we're going to live. We decide our socioeconomic status. We do all of this to evolve our soul. And I promise you, whatever you're struggling with in areas of your life, so if you're finding you're feeling victimized in this life, then you will have had experiences in previous life of being the persecutor, because we all learn to come into the unified field by experiencing the two extremes of any situation until we start to appreciate the value of both sides. And this is why through this co-creation today, it is vital that we own and hear every voice within us, especially the emotions that are really, really hard to feel, especially the thought forms that are really, really hard to think because we feel judgment for them. You've got to hear all bits of you. Every voice in us deserves to be heard. And yeah, with regard to this school thing. So, at the moment, there is a global consciousness around the fact that there's been this huge inequality that has gone on for a very long time. And this is now why we want to shift our focus to what this brings up for us. Because if we take the stance and we use our passion creatively for the highest good of all, we can make the biggest shift we have ever made around this. This is how powerful we are, and this is why we are divided all of the time. This is why, if you like, the forces that aren't of the purest vibrations of light are seeking to create conflict. Now, I want you to remember that the light and the darkness is within you. So rather than feeling like there's an external threat, there's always a battle going on within. And it is about which voice we're going to feed. So I'm going to pull a couple of cards in a minute to help you with this. But here's the beautiful thing about Sagittarius. Sagittarius is often known as like putting their foot in their mouth because they're truth tellers. They say things as they see it. There's not a lot of filtering that goes on. And yet there's a great charisma around Sagittarius and a sense of adventure that kind of allows them to get away with it. Their charm makes them get away with it. But what's really interesting is that where this is showing up in the chart, I think is at 14 degrees Sagittarius. I'll just make sure I've got that right because I don't want to get it wrong. 14 degrees Sagittarius, which is also the location of the Great Attractor. Now, in our universe, the Great Attractor is like a huge magnet, and we're all being pulled towards it at the moment. Our whole galaxy is being pulled towards it. I'm not an astrologer. This is just the reading round that I've done. And I would encourage you to see this as the shift from the fear-based matrix, the struggle paradigm, into the thrive paradigm. So we are all being attracted to our super conscious activation, to our divine human activation. We've all been attracted to co-creating the new earth paradigm here on earth. This is where we're all being pulled to. Some will be kicking and screaming, like the bits in us that want to stay really rigidly stuck in their pain don't want to come, because there is this sense, and this is where there is beauty in everything, that it's wrong to let this pain go, that it is actually in some way, shape and form disrespectful to those who have suffered on our behalf. And I just want to make this very clear to everybody. At this stage, we haven't got the time to stay in a space of suffering ourselves. We've got to bring ourselves up and out in order to support as many people as possible to come out of their suffering too. That's why this work is important. Yes, empathizing, sympathizing, they all have their place. Being able to learn to understand where we have each contributed towards a misalignment, to an imbalance, is important. But the way I described this to my group yesterday was, if you are struggling financially, can you help someone else who's struggling financially? Or do you actually need to be in a better state with your finances before you can help someone else come out of poverty consciousness, come out of the misery they're in? If you're struggling with your health, can you help someone else who's struggling with their health? Or do you need to get yourself in a better place before you can help someone with their health? If you're struggling with love, if you're struggling with anything, can you really help others if you are not in a place yourself where you have at least grown through and owned your experience? You can help others to do it. This is not about spiritually bypassing. This is not about saying to people, oh, you've created this. We have all got a lot of inherited programming that we carry through our cellular memory. So our souls are attracted to the families, the cultures, the religions, the ethnicities that we come into, because there is a connection there between our soul lessons and what we actually need to go to evolve our soul back into unity consciousness, and also what bloodlines are here and the challenges they've actually got. So the families we come into, they have similar stories to ours. They need to evolve their consciousness. And as we come in as star seeds, which these are the children, you probably recognize this yourself, where you kind of, we're in your family kind of going, I don't feel like I fit in. It all feels a bit shut down and dead here. Like, I don't feel safe. I don't feel connected. Those are all signs of being an awakening starseed, or a starseed that's come to progress the bloodlines. And we all come here to progress our bloodlines if we are souls who've been through more journeys, either here or in other places. So this is what we're doing now. We have to wrap ourselves around the pain that is here. We have to own where we have been triggered ourselves, and to love that up using the sphere of compassion and using the different flames that we work with, so we shift the vibration for ourselves and the collective. So today, I'm going to do some work for ourselves first and then for the collective, and this is how we're going to be able to shift things. So Jid's saying it is all of our collective responsibility to challenge and overcome systemic and institutionalized racism in all forms, and I advocate love and compassion. Thank you very, very much, Jid. And Jid has been advocating for a very long time in this arena, and it is massive. Okay, it is massive. And actually the color of your skin will determine how much you see it. Just like in any, only when something is affecting you can you see how much it's affecting you. And to others, it's not so easy to see. So we're bringing everything to light. We are bringing into our hearts accountability, integrity, transparency. And so the transparency is looking within and seeing in us as well where we didn't know we're misaligned. Okay, so very important. So the Sagittarius energy is basically one where we want to be open to all possibilities. And I asked the question as I sent a message around in the social media today, what is it that you don't believe is possible? Any of you who are watching, please, if you can just, if for your personal story now or for the collective, what do you fear is not possible? And I say fear. What are you scared isn't going to be possible to happen? So many people are experiencing the fear that this has gone on for so long, it's never going to change. But I want to challenge that and say it's never been as visible as it is now. And even if there is an agenda to incite rage and to incite anger and to incite people into a state of attacking, people are unifying. And this is what we want to focus on, is unifying. Okay, so if anyone wants to share their personal stuff, the stuff they don't believe is possible to shift, I'm never going to be able to, right? Or the world is never going to. Please, please say it, because how often have I heard, oh, it's just the way it is. That's what life is like. And yeah, we're all here for a very short period of time, a few years, but whilst we're here, we have an impact. And so this isn't home for any of us. It is somewhere we come to, but we are stewards of this planet whilst we are here. And every one of us has a responsibility to move through our shadow, to move through our challenges, to master them and then teach to others. So let's see what people are saying. I'm fearful that people are being angry and not putting things into perspective for real, long-lasting actions. Okay, I fear that people like conflict more than they like compassion, and that's why it's constantly being carried. It makes them feel powerful. Thank you. So more of this, please. More of this. What else do you fear? Because this is the thing. We have been addicted to fear. We have been addicted to struggle for a very, very long time. If you don't know my background, I'm a fertility, pregnancy, birth specialist. I specialize in early year programming and how it affects us. And this is what we've been passing from one generation to the next. Okay. I feel fear for the ongoing safety of our children. Okay. I'm going to put all of this in the sphere. So the more stuff you come out with, let's do it. Let's just put it in. What else have I got? So even if up until this point, this has been true, the things that you're writing has been true, it's not true anymore. We're going through this eclipse corridor for a rebirth. Okay, so a lot of what's happening now relates back to the last time we had an eclipse in Sagittarius, which was back 2010 to 2013. So whatever was going on then in our lives, this is now the bookend of that, and it is our time to step forward and to be our best selves, our most influential, our most powerful selves. The only way we can really be that, though, is to know that we're not going to abuse that power. And this is why when you work with me, you work with the highest good of all and the win-win-win in everything. What is the global vision that is going to support everybody to uplift so that we can co-create peace on earth? I've got it on my vision board, peace on earth, because I believe it is possible. And I know specifically that if we deal with the early time period, the first 7 years and the time of the womb, and even the conception of every child, we will not be capable of war. We will move beyond it. But there is a fear that if we're not capable of war, we are then susceptible to those coming and abusing us. And this is why we don't let go of the story of the pain, because we're scared we will become vulnerable. But what I want to say is that as we raise the vibration and the collective consciousness of this planet, we've already been through that story of our free will being dishonored. If we don't dishonor our free will and we don't lose our connection to source, so we stay connected, the ego says, I don't need anyone else. And that includes source, our higher selves, God, right? The ego says, I can do this on my own. Just listen to me. No, thy will be done is higher self will be done. Turn everything to the higher self in you. That's the wisest, most badass, most happy, most affluent, most successful part of you. Check that part of you out and ask that part of you to lead the way. That is how we're all going to move beyond this. So one thing I would strongly advise is, if you are finding yourself being pushed about by pillar to post and being really aggravated by what's going on in the world, especially on the news and in social media, just for now, shut it down. Okay, just divorce yourself from it, separate yourself from it. You've got to get your channel sorted, which is what we're going to do today, our core line sorted, before you can re-engage with others. We're all having to pull in to own what is out of alignment within us. And once we bring that into alignment, then we can reconnect with everybody around. So this is a discipline I invite you to take, because even I went on today and I saw loads of people posting. Before I knew it, I was feeling compelled to post something, but that wasn't my truth before I looked at the phone. Okay, so be careful about feeling like you've got to jump onto something because this is what everyone else is doing. Be in your truth. Those who are sitting in silence and holding a vibration of love and peace are helping others to connect to it. That's how powerful we are. Okay, so I've got so many of you here today, which is beautiful. Let's see what else we got. So Irina's saying thank fear that we will never attain true freedom, psychological, mental, and emotional. That fear. Is it that you fear? Can you just confirm what you mean by that, Irina? that we will never attain true freedom. So you fear that we will never attain true freedom, psychological, mental, and emotional. Katie's saying that you can't have it all. You have to sacrifice something or give up something. Yeah, we do. We do have to sacrifice something. We have to sacrifice the old narratives. We have to give up the pain. We have to give up carrying the stories anymore, thinking that this is the respectful thing to do. We can remember, but it is time now to set the boundaries for a new earth paradigm. We all stand up, we're all being counted, and we're saying this is the world we want to live in. I'm going to put some phenomenal links. I will do it today, I promise, in the text box below. A couple of wonderful shares that some of my clients have shared with me about brilliant Black Lives Matter initiatives that everybody can jump on. And it is about re-education. It's about looking at how we educate ourselves, and it is about moving beyond it as well. So then I have Ella saying, I fear for women after COVID. There is a lot expected of us from society, work, and yet our children need us a lot to relearn the outside world. Well, why don't we co-create the idea that we are paid to bring children into this world? That actually that job description that is the mother's job description that is unpaid, which is absolutely ludicrous. I remember being a mum to a young child. It's not easy. We should be paid to nurture the generation that is coming because we know the legacy and the impact that they're going to have. So we can co-create what we want here. This is our platform as co-creators. I fear that people will segregate more and not see it as an opportunity to come together. Okay, let's bring that up. I fear that humanity as a whole will not step into space and unified living with nature of this planet. I fear that I will always be dreaming my goals and never make it happen. Fear of becoming myself, fear of expressing my true self and being judged or criticized. I fear that those who benefit from the current status quo and those in positions of power and white privilege will allow it to continue. I'm afraid that I will not be able to find my unique soul true way of serving the community in this world. I fear that change will get to so far and be crushed by, or repressed by the people who hold the power. Yeah, well, you know what? It's good. Have a read of all of these. I came off socials. Good. Yeah, good. Because we're not helping anyone where our energy is being disbanded. Okay. So I would like to impress upon everybody this idea that there's some really good stuff going on underground. Instead of the underground basically looking to keep suppressing, at the moment, everything is coming up, right? And it's ugly. Okay, this is why I said we're going to celebrate the good, the bad, and the ugly. It is ugly because we're seeing just how much corruption is everywhere. The hopelessness that comes, like, how do we move from here to where we want to be? And this is the truth of it. From my perspective, and as I share it with you, is you know what you don't want. So the opposite of what you don't want is what you do want. So if we practice that discipline, each and every one of us, awakened souls, we keep our connection pure and we bring this to the world. Wow. Okay. Because all the things that we fear will only happen if we energize them. If we're aware that they're possibilities, but actually we want something different, then we put the systems in place. We communicate what we think the alternative would be. We share our vision, our passion, and we accept that not everyone will. People will argue for the way they are and the way things are because they are stuck in their program. Okay. And I almost got really stuck into one of those a few days ago and I just let it go. And I realized it was just my ego that needed to keep going with it. It's like others can read and make their own minds up. So come back to you, radical self-love. I think it's time to get on with this meditation. Okay, so I'm going to get into it. If anyone has anything else that they would like to share. Agree, Kate, but government politics versus community. So we must put energy in it. And then Monsanto versus growing us out food and pharmaceuticals versus taking good care of our own health. Yeah, well, look, I'm going to be the first to say that there are some very well-placed people within the very corporations, within the very, I can't remember the word now, but the systems that need to collapse. There are some very well-placed people within every one of those systems, the media, the pharmaceutical company, the public health industry, like all of it. There are people within there that know what's going on. And I don't mean they're there to take power away. They're there to help shift. But those who have held things as they are all this time are just ego programmed. They're desperate to keep things as they are because they don't believe there is a genuine, valuable alternative. And they're scared that people essentially are stupid and don't know what's good for them. Okay, so that's, again, you cannot let someone else's ego programming control your awareness. Do not give your power away. Just remember that, I don't mean to sound disrespectful, they know less than you. And I don't mean in their profession they know less than you. They're just not connected to source. So we have to do this and we have to be disciplined about it. Be the change you want to create. Exactly. Right, let's do this. So we're going to do a quick little cleansing for our magical tools. So if you've got crystals around, I've been really drawn to both. It's ironic, isn't it? The sort of obsidians and the tourmalines to sort of deal with that heavier energy, and also citrine for joy, clear quartz for clarity, and rose quartz for forgiveness. Okay, so whatever you got around you, just keep feeding the fire of desire. What is it we want to change? What is it we want to see? And I'll bring in more about the Sagittarius stuff. Yeah, let's get everything in the sphere. Rubbing your hands together. Have a little shake. I'm going to try and keep this really, really simple. I'm actually going to record it on my phone as well, so we have it separate. Okay. So this is our co-creation meditation for loving up the deepest fears that exist within each of us regarding oppression, suppression, inequality, particularly racial inequality, and regarding the fear that things will just continue to be as they always have been, or as they have been for a very long time. But we're going to transmute all of that into remembering to be open to all possibilities and to energize the possibilities we most want to see taking root in this world. And all it takes for evil to prevail is for good people to do nothing. We're all showing up and we're doing something. There's 27 of you here right now. Just imagine as this spreads, the energy that lifts. So bring the hands to the heart, lifting the sternum, becoming aware of yourself as a magnificent being of love and light. And with your nose, draw a circle in the air in front of you. Remember that what you're doing is reinforcing the outer parameter of your sphere of compassion. And then go the other way, allowing the fact that we get a lot from seeing things from different directions. Inhale up to connect to the source of all that is. Exhale down to connect to the center of the ascending earth paradigm. Inhale, center, bring your chin level with the ground beneath you. And now allowing the face to relax, the mind to be the witness. Please repeat the intentions to activate our I am presence after me, and we'll go into the magical tool cleanse. Inhale. I am all that is. I am the one self I am. I am that I am. I am a multi-dimensional being of love and light. I am the source of my creations. I am the creator of my reality. I am aligning with Earth's ascension paradise timeline. I am surrendering my ego will to my divine will. I am surrendering my programming to my divine truth. I am surrendering despair for truth, for hope, for faith, for certainty that change is happening and change is good. I am embodying my higher self from my divine design timeline. I am commanding an axiotonal alignment with my divine design timeline. I am co-creating my personal paradise in alignment with the win-win-win in everything and the highest good of all. I am a beacon of love light. I am sovereign. I am free. I am divine love. I am divine wisdom. I am divine power. I am that I am. Just let those sounds, those words, those truths get embedded in your being, and then you can hover your hands just over your crystals, your tarot cards, whatever you're here to cleanse, and please repeat after me. I cleanse these crystals and magical tools to renew their power so they may bring peace and harmony and benefit all of humanity. I command that any lower frequency energies are transmuted into the purest vibrations of love and light. And I command that only the purest vibrations of love and light exist within these crystals for the highest good of all. And so it is, and so it shall be. And that goes for our magical tools too. So you can just wave your arms around. I'm going to ask you first and foremost just to allow yourself to connect to your ancestors. So I'm feeling very strongly our ancestors are all with us. So the ancestors relating to our bloodlines are behind us. Behind our left shoulder are the ancestors relating to our mother's bloodlines. And behind our right shoulder are the ancestors relating to our father's bloodlines. And these are our physical bloodlines. So whether you've been adopted or fostered, just remember these are the people whose bloodlines you inherited, and anyone else who's influenced you. Now just take a moment to feel the support of all these beings. Take a moment to feel them saying, it's okay to let this go now. Please let it go. Please feel the pain that is within you. Let it be felt rather than suppressed, so it can be passed through all of us and transmuted into pure love. So create now a sphere in front of your face or your heart. You can draw it with your nose. Remember that we have a huge sphere of compassion around us. And if you're new to these spheres, they're multi-dimensional spheres. The walls are made of trillions of little spheres, all spinning on their own axis to the frequency of compassion. Please visualize this. And there are spheres within spheres within spheres. So just for now, on behalf of your ancestors, allow yourself to breathe into the sphere in front of you. All of the pain has been triggered by what's going on in the collective now. You can place even the soul of George Floyd in the sphere and allow anything within you that has come through your bloodlines to be released into the sphere. You can allow every boy, every girl who has suffered with such injustice that comes to mind to also be placed in the sphere. And remember that depending on the color of our skin, we may be feeling different things. Anything from utter despair and rage to shame and guilt. Just own what your truth is. And don't worry if you have other agendas. So if you have other things that you feel passionately about, just allow the release into the sphere of all of the sorrow, of all of the despair, of all of the hardship, of all of the suppression and the rage and the invisibility of these core pains, core issues. Releasing any systemic or endemic racism within our own beingness, known or unknown. Releasing the need for this cycle to be repeated again and again and again. Just letting go of the cycle, being willing to say, we are this powerful that we can create a new paradigm now. Clearing out now all of the files, all of the links to the rotten roots of a slave system that keeps us prisoner, oppressed and repressed, angry and attacking. Neither we attack ourselves or we attack others. This is in the human condition, regardless of our race. So keep allowing everything that is in you at the moment that feels hopeless, enraged, fearful of the future, to be released. Just allow it to be soft and gentle. In order to help this, we're going to call down the clearing flame of divine infinite love, which is a pure, clear flame, translucent, like a clear quartz energy. It moves through us, gathers distortions of love and truth, and transmutes it all into 0-point raw creative energy. So repeat after me: I am infinite love, I am infinite love, I am infinite love. Please just bring it down through your body, through your earth chakra, down to the center of Mother Earth, and see it radiate out, energizing the crystalline grid. And moving back up through our own bodies and gathering up all of the stories, all of the memories of hardship, oppression, repression, of slavery, of inequality, of not being seen and not being heard, systemic and endemic racism and fascism, and anything that within us seeks to control in order to feel safe. I invite you also to release the reactive tendencies within each of us, so that we can truly use our passion for change rather than destruction. And as you release into the sphere in front of you, the sphere gets bigger and bigger and bigger to hold everything. And it's pushing through you all of the density that isn't aligned with pure love light, until all that's coming out of your heart into the sphere in front of you is a laser beam of this divine infinite love light. Welcome to those who are joining, just come into it. And I'm going to name some specific fears in a moment for the collective, but for now, let's just release our stories of despair, of suffering, the stories that have put our beingness into shock, into post-traumatic stress. Whatever the origins are, at the moment, the trigger is what is going on in the world today. So anything within us that doesn't recognize or resonate with the truth that Black Lives Matter is released. Our prejudices are brought to light, and we're willing to see them, to recognize that perhaps our perspective needs to be widened, but also letting go of the need to suffer for others in order to show love, in order to show solidarity. Please let go completely of the paradigm of suffering, from the physical, etheric, emotional, mental, and astral bodies, divine blueprint, celestial and causal bodies, cellular, molecular, atomic, and subatomic memory, waves and particles of the quantum field and photon stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So allow that to keep happening. The sphere's spinning super fast. We're now bringing down divine grace as the soft pink flame that allows us to let go easily of what no longer serves us. So bringing down divine grace. I am divine grace. I am divine grace. I am divine grace. Just let it whoosh through you into the heart of Gaia, around the planet, and back up and from your heart into the sphere in front of you. Just loving it all up, giving it a color. Grace, the power of revelation, gifts freely given. Believing this world can become an equal space for all of humanity. A space of an integrity for all of humanity. A space where there no longer is an elite, but neither are we all forced to be the same. Individuality is celebrated, autonomy is celebrated, accountability and transparency are celebrated. That's it. And to energize this, we bring down the emerald green flame that is the physical healing we need to soothe the nervous system. And also, it is the frequency that is of the heart and makes our energy sovereign. So we are no longer influenced by those around us of a lower frequency energy, seeking to control and manipulate. So we bring it down again. I am the emerald green flame. I am the emerald green flame. I am the emerald green flame. So just bring this right down through your being, around the planet, into her heart, then back up through you and out through your heart into the sphere in front of you. So you can see the bright, clear light has become soft pink and green, merging together, and it's all glittery and sparkly and shimmery. It's beautiful. That's it. So just see it all spinning together. The rose gold is so wanting to come in, but we're going to work with that for the collective, okay? In fact, let's just bring it in now. So I am the rose gold flame. I am the rose gold flame. I am the rose gold flame. Bring it down. Take it around the planet into her heart, soothing our beautiful planet for all she has endured. Humanity's come and gone many times. Just allowing some reverence for our host, our home, and bringing this back up through our bodies, through every energy center. The rose gold is what dissolves the black box technology influences. So all of the man-made creations that lower our frequency. And let that rose gold as a shimmering stardust just go into the sphere in front of you and love up all that's in there, so you can step into grace, into your sovereign power, and into the magic of being your divine self. When you're ready, I just want you to anchor the frequencies in there before we step into them. So just repeat after me. Anchor, lock, and seal. Recalibrate, align. Balance and harmonize. For graceful and gentle. Integration and full expression. In my physical reality and in all relevant dimensions of my being, in all space and time. So it is, and so it shall be. Okay, so your divine higher self is right in there. And they are beckoning you to step in. So create a rainbow bridge from your heart into that sphere. And the sphere immediately expands to fill the big sphere that's surrounding you. So this is your new reality bubble, these frequencies. As you step in, absorb it all. Just absorb it into your bones, into your cellular memory. Send it down your ancestral bloodline so they're all being freed. I want you to see all of your ancestors rejoicing, celebrating as though the war is over. And it is the war within each of us. As we love up our wounds, We become sovereign in our energy. We can't be manipulated and influenced the way we have been. We see with eyes of truth. We call a spade, and we recognize our power. We don't need 1% of the population controlling us. There's 7.7 billion of us. We turn the tides. To celebrate the end of the war, whatever war that is for you. Just allow yourself to own it and know we are all in solidarity here to end the war of racial inequality, in particular relating to Black Lives Matter. This is our work today. And see all beings unite as those ancestors get their freedom. Freedom from the bondage, the chains. See everyone standing tall and see everyone being freed. So the energies you've held around you being freed, being able to unite with Source, literally being liberated. So the density of this planet is cleared. And as we feel this celebration, I am commanding an axiotonal alignment with our liberation, with our freedom. And all of us who are partaking in this meditation, we take a moment to witness a global liberation. Just for a moment, imagine that you are looking upon the earth even though you are on it. And there is a beautiful sphere of compassion around the whole planet that is glowing this soft pink love light of divine grace. We're going to bring through now the flame of passionate compassion. We're going to send it. So just imagine it's coming through your body, through your earth chakra, around the planet. And it's also going from your heart through to the heart of every being on this planet. The frequency of passionate compassion is violet magenta. It's how we transmute density and rage into a force for change, positive change. I am the violet magenta flame. I am the violet magenta flame. I am the violet magenta flame. And bring it through. See the crystalline grid around the planet feeding every human being on this planet until that violet magenta frequency is moving up through the bodies of every being here and out through their hearts, and instantly their sphere of compassion is activated. Instantly, everyone is in a bubble of love. Every being. And those who are not of love, those who are not here of pure heart, are contained in emerald green spheres. And they are also influenced by the great attractor, and they are pulled out of their power. Okay, they're pulled out of their power. They're pulled out of their capacity to energize a fear-based paradigm. They are now powerless. They can only influence through love. It's their choice. They stay in their own version of purgatory, or they shift their frequency to love. They cannot feed fear anymore. This is our command. Each and every one of us is sovereign. To see them being attracted to the new earth paradigm where they can do no harm. They just have to sit with what is in their sphere of emerald green love light until they choose love. And this is the love for themselves first. And if they are not of human form, of higher consciousness form, their whole energy is transmuted into love light anyway, and they are returned to source. There is no other option. They are not welcome here to keep controlling with fear. You just see them being pulled to source of all, being taken from this plane. It's amazing. Well done. And finally bringing down the rose gold flame for all of humanity, so that every being on this planet is liberated from the matrix of control and fear, from all the ways that we are influenced subconsciously to keep conforming to narratives of suppression, of slavery, of debt, of struggle, and of victimhood. I am the rose gold flame, I am the rose gold flame, I am the rose gold flame. I take it down through our bodies, into the earth, the crystalline grid, into the heart of Gaia, and then back up through every being on this planet. So you can see the violet magenta bubbles around them, and then the rose gold within shimmering and shining, everyone doing their happy dance, their liberation dance. All good. And we're all purging, but that purge is being transmuted into love. So as the distortions of truth leave each of our spheres, they are contained by the sphere of compassion around this earth and transmuted into pure compassion, pure love. Just see everyone as an acupuncture needle of love light on this planet, receiving their highest good, joining together in unity consciousness, in solidarity, upgrading the platform of struggle to thriving within each of our beingness and the collective consciousness. And wiping out the capacity to control others. So there is only free will. And this free will is taught to align with divine will. Great. Now, one more thing. Just imagine now everybody's light bodies coming online, because as they're connected to their earth chakra, just see a 6-pointed star within the sphere of every being on this planet. Some will have diamond shapes, others 6-pointed stars. It doesn't matter. Just repeat after me. Activate, activate, activate the light body of all of humanity in alignment with the highest good of all and the win-win-win in everything. See everyone shining. See us creating new systems of governance, inspirational leaders, well-being, wellness instead of public health, inspiration centers instead of schools. Our entertainment is no longer the controlling media, but is the uplifting of human consciousness to best possible scenarios. Money is the currency of gratitude rather than a debt-based economy. And religion is pure spirituality, oneness with God. This is what we're creating. All that is hidden has been brought to light, is being brought to light. And we all let go of the need to judge. We all let go of the need to hate on anyone, but we own our own feelings and bring them to love. Thank you, thank you, thank you, beautiful souls. I am commanding an axiotonal alignment with each and every being on this planet's higher selves, a divine consciousness. May we each see through eyes of love and love what we see and be open to all possibilities. And so it is, and so it shall be. Wow, feel that third eye activation. Okay, and then taking your awareness from your heart, dropping an anchor into the new earth paradigm like a diamond anchor. And please repeat after me. I command this process continues until completion. Anchor, anchor, anchor. Recalibrate, align. Balance and harmonize. For graceful and gentle integration and full expression in my physical reality, in all dimensions of my being, in all space and all time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So start to breathe yourselves back. And as you breathe yourselves back, breathe through the soles of your feet. As you come back, let me know that you're back. And just remember that all of the fears that you have expressed, it is now your duty to look for evidence of the opposite. And anytime that fear comes up, love it up. Use the sphere as we have done. So someone just asked me what faith I practice. Is it Greco? Where is it? Roman? No, I practice the faith of divine alignment. I am not of any particular religious faith, although I have a strong connection to Christ consciousness, and I really resonate with that. But that is not Christianity as it's taught in any rigid form. Certainly not the institutionalized version, but Christ the rebel. If you've ever read The Second Coming, it's really, really good. I don't think you can buy it in the US. Amazon won't sell it, but it's a really great book. I really enjoyed it, and I felt that got the message across, which was just be nice. Just be nice. Okay, so those of you coming back, just let me know how you're doing. I'd love to know how you are. Any visions you had. Lovely to see you here, Marta. Lovely to see all of you here. I think we've probably had our biggest turnout so far. It'd be really, really good just to hear how you are. So Katie says, I got a vision of a suited white man, to me the representative of the distorted masculine, breaking down into a vulnerable man and then stepping into their light divine masculine form. Booyakasha, let's do that. Yeah, you lot showed up. That was an amazing co-creation. Then they went to the feminine. Oh, you're making me cry. Powerful. The winds of change are blowing. The rains have been a-coming. Please do me a favor. Let's let go of being pro or anti. Please be careful about hating on people, especially political leaders, okay? I'm just going to say, be careful of the packaging. Like, you might not like the packaging, but there are beings on this planet now that we may not like as their personalities. We may not like as what they've stood for in the past or look like they stand for now, but the old system is being dismantled. That's all we need to know. And we are creating the new system. And yeah, if that means some of the things that we're used to disappear, that's okay. Because the systemic imbalance is everywhere. It's in all of the things that we partake in, including this place. Okay. I bored my eyes out. Powerful stuff. Thanks so much. Color rose keeps coming back. Yeah. So there's a pink and the peridot. There's the pink, the soft pink flame of divine grace, but there's also the rose gold, which is what's clearing us of all of the attack, the psychic attack that comes through the EMFs, comes through the chemtrails, it comes through all the things that apparently aren't real, but we know are. Okay, lovely meditation, feeling in a beautiful space. Felt my ancestors on the shoulders. Yeah, our ancestors, I can feel them right now. Like they want us to drop this, okay? They want us to drop the stories we carry, because we can't move forward with that density. They can't move forward. They're stuck in our energy field. They're stuck in a fourth dimensional frequency, and they want to go home. Okay, they want to go home. So let's clear the density in our cloud, know that we're doing it for the collective, and know that this is the liberation. When you feel freedom inside, you'll see it everywhere. So if you want to progress your journey with me, please head on over to RozyGlow.com and sign up to the Star Salutation Prosperity Challenge or practice. It's amazing for clearing blocks of money, love, health, whatever's going on for you. But also you'll have access to my registering your interest for one-to-one or group coaching with me, or my breakthrough calls, or all the other wonderful beings that are stepping into their power and their soul purpose, who have been graduates of my programs. Like, this is going to be a really beautiful collective. You're not on your own. Reach out. And if you want to join me for online yoga, my yoga business is online now. So again, I'll put a link. It's all on the RozyGlow website. Okay. But join me, show up, and recognize that even in our physical practice, we have this embodied prayer practice that we can really utilize to constantly use our personal experience as one to energize the collective for the highest good of all. The more of us show up, the better. Please share with those that you feel will benefit. And yes, subscribing really helps me. We've grown a lot. I really want to thank Augustine. He does wonderful multidimensional readings with cards. I said I'd pick a couple actually, so I'll do that for you before we leave. And also I've got Steph on here who does amazing crystal healings, multidimensional crystal healings. I recommend these people because they've been through my programs and they know what they're doing, and I trust them implicitly, and I use them myself, as in I go to them myself. So again, we'll make sure we get some links. Let's just have some cards. Beautiful, colorful, and sensation you release, feeling loving and loved. You're so welcome. No one in the diamond of 6-pointed star, felt a strong tingling all over my body. Yeah, everyone's light body needs to awake. Everything green and a strong heartache and a need to cry burst up and felt good. Tingling was stronger than ever. Ooh, I need to look up violet magenta because I have trouble visualizing that. It's passionate compassion, babe. You're so welcome. Okay, let's finish with unconditional love. Pink 1. Love the inner child. Love the inner infant. These are from the wonderful Leslie's Oracle Healing cards. This woman is badass. Look at her. She's so cute. You can get them from my website, RozyGlow.com. I'm going to leave you. Have a magnificent weekend and join me next Friday. We'll start getting back into some rhythm of other types of videos. But if there's anything you specifically want me to cover, let me know. And I look forward to connecting with you through my website. Have a beautiful day. Take care, beautiful ones. Lots and lots of love. Take care.